FatDag is a Weight Watchers leader in Indianapolis, Indiana. However, the views and opinions expressed during this podcast are his own. They do not represent the views of Weight Watchers. And now, here's your host and wingman, FatDag.
I am your host, FatDag. You're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, and your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello. Welcome to episode 177 of WhysAdvice. And we continue walking up the charts. And here we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary. Just clicked over 1.7 million downloads in less than the first year, which I thought, I remember when I first started, I thought if I could hit, 10, 15,000 downloads, then it was making a difference in the world and I would continue. And man, we hit that, seems to be every day and a half or so. So that's all you sharing, that's you getting the word out, that's you telling your daughter to listen to the show, that you bringing your mom in, that you sharing it in your meeting room, that's you talking about what the tools that you use to get it done. And I truly appreciate that because the more people that we can reach out and bring along into this journey, the better off we're all going to be. And really, truly, truly appreciate it. Quick reminder, you can get the app from the App Store. Go to your Google Play Store, go to the Apple Store, search for WhysAdvice, WHYS advice with FatDag. You can find there. We're on Spotify for Android users. Hop into Spotify. You can find the podcast there. iHeartRadio, FatDag.com, of course, has it. Wherever you can find a podcast, you can get this episode. Very first email tonight comes in from Donna. Donna says, I just got my 50-pound charm tonight. On Weight Watchers, I'm down 51.6 pounds. The total since starting my weight loss journey is 165.4. I can't get the grin off of my face. I ordered an Instapot as my reward. A great non-scale victory today. I had to move the car seat forward today. So, Donna, congratulations. Way to go. Man, it's 50-pound charm. Isn't that cool? As we were talking about it briefly on Facebook, Irene wrote in, Irene said, yeah, I'm down 50 pounds. Diane says 50 pounds for 4.6 years. So if once you've lost the weight, you can continue to keep it off. That's just kind of how it works. Michelle says she's down 50. Lisa, Denise, Elise, Donna, Lori all chimed in just before the show as we were talking about a 50-pound weight loss. So this was quick, folks. I was starting the pre-show, and in a matter of moments, we had 300-400-pound weight loss without even trying to add it up. That's the community that you're a part of. If you go to Facebook, go to WhysWingman.com. It'll launch you right into the Facebook group, or you can join us on Instagram. You can join us on YouTube. Before the show, it's just a bunch of people doing nothing more than staying focused. Donna writes in again with 50-pound charm, down 51.6, and doing it. Just waking up every single day, getting it done. If you've gotten to that point in your journey, you can do whatever you want to do. It's a matter of staying focused. It's a matter of just waking up and saying, do I want pizza or do I want goal? Do I want chips or do I want goal? And if you choose properly, more often than not, you will continue to hit whatever goals you set. Donna, congratulations. Irene, Diane, Michelle, Lisa, Denise, Elise, Donna, and Lori, congrats to you too, and everybody else out there who didn't get a chance to write in as we were throwing the numbers out there. Do you guys remember the post we did in the Wise Wingman group where we just started adding up the numbers? I forget what Keith added up, but it was close to. Lee added it up, and it was close to, I think, 30,000 pounds that we have lost as a community, and just plugging together, and that wasn't even 100% response. So, way to go, community. Amy writes in, says, "Hi, thank you for all your wonderful advice and your sensibility. Thank you for your service to and your sacrifices for our country. I lost 59.4 pounds online with a wonderful coach. I was 1.6 pounds to goal, and I had to stop coaching and transfer to meetings if I wanted to become a lifetime member. I got scared. I can't explain why, but I could not convince myself to get to goal that it would be amazing. I also didn't feel a lot of support at the meeting that I attended. Instead of changing my meetings, I stopped going. For 6 months, I was following what I was currently eating, so it was really basically just maintenance. Then my mindset changed and I needed surgery. I'm on the other side of surgery and I have a 25-pound gain. I started my speed walking again, but my mindset to reach lifetime still isn't there. I'm wearing Spanx to hide a lot of my gain as I'm so embarrassed. I really want to reach my goal of live longer and be healthy. I am just so lost on motivation and foolish. Am I foolish to believe that my goal and lifetime are the same thing? Saving money would be fabulous, but nothing in my goal meeting savings. Any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated. Also, I cannot find the Wise Women Wingman on Facebook. Can you tell me the group name? Thank you, Amy. Amy, first up, yes, it's WhysWingman.com, launches you directly into the Facebook group. It's a good mixture of guys and gals, so it's just a great group of people getting it done. I think obviously there are more women in there than men, because that's just the kind of the makeup of the Weight Watcher family, but we're doing our part to change that and make it a 50-50 split. But certainly join us in the Wise Wingman Facebook group. We'd love to have you in there. But let's talk about your mindset here. And so you lost 59.4 pounds, gained 25 of it back, which means you're still down a considerable amount from where you started. That's fantastic work at the point. Obviously, you went through surgery. Surgery is a whole different beast all on its own. You made it through that, and now it's just time to get focused. Saving money, reaching lifetime is not the goal. It's a great goal. It's a fabulous goal. But if you're doing this to save a couple bucks, you can save a couple bucks by not doing it. So you can't use that as your motivation to get it done. The motivation you have to use to get this done is to say, I want to be healthy. I want to be in the best shape of my life. I want to do everything that I can at this point in my life to change my life and get it done. What you experienced is extremely common. I think I'd love to do a show on it in a sense where folks who have gotten 1 to 2 pounds away from goal, and then for whatever reason, either gained it back or got scared and paused, and then it took them long enough to break through. But many of them continued on, riding this plateau 2 or 3 pounds from goal for a very, very, very long time. And then finally it clicks. There comes a point in this journey when you get so fixated on the scale number that you can't see all of the other amazing things that are going on. And then you stop going. I get that. And for 6 months, you were just kind of just living in lifetime. So that is a perfect balance. I'm pretty sure had you not had your surgery in there, you'd probably be just fine. What I want you to do is I want you to recommit to what you know worked. If your meetings worked if your coach worked and your online program worked, go back to doing that. If at that point, you have to pay for the app for the rest of your life, so be it. You'll have the rest of your life to do that. But switching up a program from what you know works just to simply game the system, it sets you off into a tailspin. Maybe the second go around, you'll find a different meeting. Maybe you'll find the inspiration that you should have had the first time. But what I want you to know is that as you're working the program and you've found something that's working for you, I want you to continue doing that. If you can switch to meetings and test it for a little while, but as soon as you recognize that it's not working, it's time to go back to what worked. And that's how you completely change your life. And so keep doing what you're doing. A lot of this comes into your mindset. I want you to focus, instead of all the things that you didn't do right, I want you to focus on all the things that you did properly. You lost 59.4 pounds with amazing strength, with amazing focus, with amazing discipline. I promise you, 59.4 pound weight loss online only is amazing work. Very, very difficult. I'm confident that I would not be able to do that. I needed that weekly accountability. I needed that weekly weigh-in. I needed a support community bigger than I could even imagine. So the fact that you were able to do that is such an awesome accomplishment. And so what's awesome is that if you've done that, you can do it again. It worked. And whether you got to 1.6 from goal or not, 1.6 pounds from your goal is nothing to stress about. You were at goal. Now, mentally, I want you to join yourself back at goal. I want you to mentally dial in, accept that, start recognizing the non-scale victories of living longer and being healthier. Write down things as you experience them that maybe you couldn't do before, and start focusing on them, because that's where your motivation has to come from when you start living a life of health and longevity. You have to celebrate every moment. You have to celebrate all the things. You have to celebrate the fact that, that if you go on a job interview, you can just go to your closet and grab whatever you want and just put it on. For so many years, so many of us haven't been able to do that. But let's just say hypothetically, you had 5 job interviews tomorrow and you could just run up to your closet, pick up something and go to them. How awesome would that be? And you were there at 1.6 pounds away. You're there. You're still there. If you're putting Spanx on to get it done, you're in that same range. It's just a couple weeks of intense focus to reshift your mindset, to re-celebrate all the amazing things you got going on, and you go for the win. Keep up the amazing work. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for writing in. That tells me a lot more than even your story does, is the fact that you took a moment to write in. Tells me that your brain's checked in. It tells me that you want this, and it tells me that you're willing to do whatever it takes to get it done. So go do it. Amy, thank you for your email. Ann writes in and says, "Hi, FatDag. I follow you on Connect, and I've recently become a FatDag.com fan and now listening faithfully to your podcast. I am recently recommitted to Weight Watchers in the Freestyle plan. I'm down 4 pounds this week. Yay for me. But the most amazing thing I've noticed is the lessening of stress in my life. It's not that I don't have plenty of obligations. It's that my focus on the eating plan has relieved so much anxiety. I don't have the feeling of being constantly overwhelmed. When my eating was out of control, it seemed that my whole life and the household were out of control too. Also, I'm worried. I'm always worried. I'm running late. I'm throwing meals together, behind on laundry, etc. Plus, I spent so much time and energy lamenting to myself about how bad I looked. Did my jeans make me look fat? Well, will they even fit tomorrow? A constant stream of negativity running through my mind. I'm 68 and a neighbor turned 90. This is before I recommitted. All I could think of was, what if I live to be 90? Am I going to be out of control for the next 22 years? Oh God, how awful. Regaining control and focus is saving me. Thank you, FatDag, for being there and offering me and so many others the encouragement we need. Anne. And yes, 22 years, you're going to live an amazing life because you finally figured out that you are the most important thing you got going on. It's interesting how your topic came in this particular week where we're kind of talking about stress anyways. And if you can reduce stress, it certainly does clear up a lot of other things in your life. If you saw the post I put on Connect, hopefully those of you who listen to the show in order, you'll be able to go to Connect and see the post I just put out. But something so simple as email was stressing me out. My email was just piling up, and at one point, my work email had 7,000 or 8,000 emails in the inbox, and my home computer wasn't much better. And I finally took a day. I've unplugged, and I said, I need to get this thing organized. And I set up some rules, I set up some processes, and I managed myself down to got the inbox at work down to about 130, I think, emails. Everything had been accomplished and put it in the right folders, but I had to get the clutter out. I had to clean the spam out. That feeling of constantly being overwhelmed. Every time that a new email came in, it reminded me that I had 7,000 other emails in the inbox. That's what happens when we get overwhelmed, and that stress comes after us. And so here you are, is that as you lessen the stress in your life, as you start taking control, the things before that you were just kind of trying to fit into a busy day now are getting scheduled and they're getting done. And so it's the freestyle plan has given you some freedom. It's given you the confidence. You're down 4 pounds. Congratulations. Amazing job. That's amazing focus. You can't accidentally do that. And so as you take the stress out, it gives you the ability to manage and focus and gives you so much time and energy back that you were giving away to something you couldn't control in the first place. As we start worrying and running late and throwing meals together behind our laundry, what that is that's you not prioritizing you. That's you prioritizing everything else in your life, but you still have a to-do list of things that need to get done. And so as you live this stressful life, and then all these other tasks need to get done, you're throwing them together at the last minute, and you're getting the leftovers of everything else that life has to offer, and that is stressing you out. Of course, I heard it said this week, and I was reading a thing as I was cleaning out my inbox, and it says your email system is your to-do list that anyone in the world can reach out and add to. And that's where I started thinking too, no, I need to put a stop to this. I need to find a way to control. I need to get this into control. And I used to say that I was stressed out. I used to say that I was busy. And it took me a second to realize that the actual term I needed to use was disorganized. It's not that I was stressed. It's not that I was busy. It's that I was not organized. I was not managing the things I had to manage properly. And that gave the appearance of being busy and gave the appearance of being stressed. When you get organized, when you get focused, when you dial in and you put yourself as the priority, everything else falls in. So, Anne, congratulations. Don't beat yourself up. It doesn't do any good to sit there and beat you up about how bad you think you look, what your jeans look, whether they'll fit tomorrow. That negativity will always tear you down. We say this often is how would you say this to your best friend? And you would look at your best friend and you would give them a completely set of different of advice than you would give yourself. The advice that I would give you is that you've taken control of your life. If you push out that stream of negativity and you find the positive in every single situation, you will continue to recognize it more and more as it comes around. What you focus on increases. If you focus on the amazing things that you're doing, you focus on the amazing life that you have, you focus on the amazing family that you have, then all of a sudden, everything else becomes amazing. And thank you so much for your email. Out of Wisconsin, Anna writes in and says, Dear Mike, I started Weight Watchers for the third time back in September. I knew the program would work once I really committed, so I started out complacent, and I've been losing and gaining the same 5 pounds over and over. I now know that I was focusing on my how. How can I meal plan? How can I eat healthy with 3 little excuses, age 6, 2, and an infant, all running around? 2 weeks ago, my Weight Watcher meeting shared tools for success, and someone mentioned your podcast. I have seen your Connect post, so I decided to give it a try. Game changer. I downloaded your app and I started at the beginning. It was episode 6 in your discussion of diet soda that was my first critical aha moment. I was addicted to 1 to 2 liters of diet soda a day. Even though I knew that water was better, I figured it was relatively harmless. After listening to the episode, I contemplated whether diet soda was truly 0 points to your body. If it was really 0 points and harmless, then why won't I let my kids drink it? More importantly, why was I making better nutritional decisions for my children, even with all the goldfish and fruit gummies, than I was for myself? No more soda. My second aha moment came in episode 32. You often talk about focusing on your why rather than your how. But in this episode, the way you phrased it just got me. When the why is important, the how will find a way. It hit me. That's motherhood. Raising 3 children to be happy, healthy, productive members of society is a seemingly impossible task. But that's what I do every day because the why is so important. Losing 60 pounds also seems impossible, but now I know I can do that too. Obviously, this mindset is the change that I needed. After my first week with WhysAdvice, I lost 7.2 pounds. This puts me at 1.6 away from my starting weight, to give you some perspective, but I am no longer worried. I now know that I will reach and I will live my goal, and I will continue to follow your advice whenever the task, weight loss or otherwise, seems impossible. Thank you so much for the time and the effort you put into WhysAdvice and your service to our country. We all appreciate it. I wish you good focus. Anna from Wisconsin, and she adds a PS to the bottom, and she says, PS, I'm only on episode 47 now, so if you mention me in your podcast, I may not hear it for a while, but you'd better believe I'll get there. Well, Anna, I sent you an email letting you know that you were going to be on episode 177. So I imagine you're going to skip 47. You're going to go all the way up to 177, and then hopefully you make it back to 48. But somewhere in the middle, stop at episode 54. That's kind of, we've talked about that before the show as one of my favorite episodes as well. But a couple things in your email. Thank you, number one, for your meeting room, for sharing a tool for success. And I'm very honored to be listed in the list of things that people find successful. And I'm glad that you used the word game changer. And I believe that to be true, because what I believe to be true, it's not that the podcast is a game changer. What the podcast represents is you being focused daily. If you listen daily, it almost doesn't matter what I say. What matters is you've woken up in the morning and that you have a goal in mind and you found something to remind you to stay focused on your goal. That's the game changer. The game changer is just like you said, raising kids is if you know why you're doing it, you will figure out how. Every single day, the how will be different, but it doesn't matter how. It matters why, and the how just appears because every scenario is different. It's why you can find people who are very successful on Weight Watchers, yet at the same time you can find someone who wasn't. It's why you can find someone who's very successful on Nutrisystem, Jenny Craig, Keto, Atkins, no carb, high carb, no protein, high protein. It doesn't matter what plan you use. If you know why you're doing it, you'll stick to the plan. Clearly, the tools that Weight Watcher provides makes it easier to balance your plan into a normal lifestyle, but it's a tool, and the tool is to be used when you understand why you're doing it. Keep up the amazing work, and it's an honor to now see you here chiming in on Facebook, expecting a great weigh-in tomorrow. How fun is that? Right? So, Anna, keep up the amazing work. And you know, raising 3 kids, certainly not easy. And so I'm glad to see that in the midst of all that, I say it with love, chaos, that you found a way to put you first. It's important for your children, that you make yourself the priority. And I know as a parent, it's difficult to say that, because what we want to do is we want to give our children every single thing we have, but the thing they want the most is us. And when we put ourselves first, it enables us to be there to give us to them. That's how we change our life. That is how we completely do what we need to. And the beautiful part in your email that I really loved is you talk about soda, and if it's so good for us, if diet soda is so okay, then why won't we let our kids have it? It's a great, great comment. And you're right, I went from 12 sodas a day down to 0. For those of you who may not have heard the episode, I decided that I really just wanted to see if I could go just a little short time without drinking soda. And so I did on New Year's Eve, 2015, going into 14 going into 15. I went and bought my favorite soda ever. I bought a 6-pack of Coca-Cola bottles, ice cold, put them on a thing of ice, took them to the party. I drank them as the ball was dropping. I put the very last sip down my throat, put the bottle down as the new year started. That was the last soda I've had, diet or otherwise. And so I determined that I just wanted to see if I could just do that for a month. And then I did it for a month, and I wanted to see if I could do it for 2 months, and I want to see if I can do it for 6 months, and I want to see if I can do it for a year. And now I just don't care about it. But the fact that we won't let our kids drink it early on is an indication that maybe we know it's not perfect. And certainly we can live without it. And, you know, if you want it in your mix, by all means, you can have it. You're an adult. You can make that decision. But for those of us who've made the decision that we don't want it and we've added water to the mix, it's incredible the feeling we get. And, you know, and poor Tums has gone out of business probably because I quit chewing them by the bucketful. So, Anna, anyways, thank you so much for your email. It's an honor to hear you and to see you here on Facebook joining us with the crowd. You absolutely can do this. What an amazing first week, 7.2 pounds. Clearly, that's you getting focused, that's you dialed in, that's you understanding that the most important thing that you can do for your children is be there for them. Keep eating healthy. Keep doing that, because what you are now showing them, you know, at 6'2" and an infant, they're watching everything that you do. And as you change your life, there will come a point in time where they don't know the struggle that you're going through now, and they will have healthy habits that will prevent them from reliving the struggle that you lived. That's our role as a parent, is to be the prize and teach them. And you teach them by showing them, and you know, as we make different excuses and different things in our life, that if we can say one thing and they watch us do something totally different, it makes it very difficult down the road. So congratulations on your amazing mindset. Congratulations on the 7.2 pound shift. 1.6 from your starting weight. There we go. If you've lost 7.2 pounds, you can do whatever you want. Continue tracking, continue following the plan. The plan absolutely works. We know it works. We have the confidence to know that every single thing we do works. It works because we know why we're doing it. One of the things I say with the why, if you haven't already, and for those of you who may not have heard this before, is I want you to write down your why. Why did you tune into the podcast tonight? Why did you listen to the podcast this afternoon? Why did you walk into a Weight Watcher meeting? The last time you opened your app and tracked, why did you do that? The last time you went for a walk and you got up deliberately and did something, why did you do that? And if you take a pen and you take a piece of paper and you write down why you're doing this, it's very powerful. There's something about the creative process. I've said it a couple times. It invokes mental things in your brain that just don't happen when you type it out. And you write a story to yourself and you say, you know, dear Anna, dear Mike, dear Elise, dear Donna, welcome to a new you. You can do this. The why that you're doing this is because this. And as you continue doing it, you know, my hope for you is not that I want to see you cry, but if you can get to that emotional point where this journey brings tears for you, you can get to the point where you've now said, it's time to make a change. That change is the why. As you focus on that, as you read that story to yourself often, you're going to start having success. When you start having success, when you start feeling better, when you start looking better, everything starts going well. It's very difficult to remember why you joined because all of that has essentially been solved. It's the importance of having it written down so you can go back and re-reference it and so that you know where you've come from and where you never want to go back to again. And at that point, you jump up and down and you celebrate. What is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to FatDag.com, click on WhysAdvice Podcast, send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. I want you to email in your celebration because I really want you to be proud of what you're doing. When you're proud of what you're doing, it encourages you to keep doing it. It reminds someone else that they can do it. It teaches someone who doesn't know that it can be done. That's the power of the email. That's the power of the show. Thank you for sharing the show in your meeting rooms. Thank you for sharing it on Connect, on Facebook, wherever you share the podcast. I appreciate that more than you know. But that is going to do it for this time. Remember now that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You got to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Thank you for listening to the WhysAdvice Podcast. Did you know for as little as $1 a month, you can take the next step as a wingman and support the show? Visit FatDag.com, click on Become a Patron today.